Can you talk specifically to the one who hasn't come from a wealthy background at all, maybe even sees themselves as the wrong color to society to be successful? And I'm not speaking out of turn here. My husband is Mozambican, I'm Anglo-Indian, so we've both had this. Talk to us about what your journey looked like going from the projects to PhD, because some things would have had to have happened on the inside of you, but you would have had to have taken some practical steps to be able to transition and to be able to shift yourself.
Man, how much time do we have? That's a good question. Um, you know, I'm learning how to be a contextual leader. And what I mean by contextual leader is that I believe that we can, if we are willing, we can go into any context and are able to influence and have a certain level of success, whatever that means for you in that context. If you're contextual, if you, it's like a chameleon, right? The animal chameleon goes into an environment and it can change the way it looks to fit the environment, to fit in. I think as people of color or those who are not from the majority culture of whatever country, you want to fit in, right? And so there is some chameleon-like or simulation that takes place. So if I'm honest, in the US, I want it to be white. I want it to be, a white guy, because I saw like the majority, not all, were well off, or their parents, they had great cars, or they were, they had nice clothes, and it just seemed like it was a little better for them. And so for a while, I was like that chameleon, but in a negative way. Like I was trying to conform and assimilate, losing who I really was, losing my Latinidad, losing, the value that I actually bring to this world. My value, just as a side note, is that I'm bicultural, bilingual, Latino, Puerto Riqueño, New Yorican, right? And I value in that, man. And so when you grow up in a society where you're not part of the majority culture, or whatever that society values, because it could be gender, it could be that they value men and you're a woman, and it's like, it's tough, then you want to assimilate to the point. You want to, you become a chameleon where you want to just be like that because you want to fit in. You want to belong. Who doesn't want to belong? Who doesn't want to feel that they're loved, right? That's a human need. So what happened is that in the journey of all of these trials and tribulations, mostly my own stupid decisions, but the growth of starting to go to school, failing 3 times, and then just having that encounter, turning around, learning. I'm like, wait a minute, like, no, like I need to be Peter Rios, right? My name is Pedro. I need to be Pedro Rios. I need to be Peter Rios. And bring my bilingual self to any meeting, or bring my full authentic self to this reunion, or whatever it is. And it's been a process, because I can't sit here and say that everybody has applauded that. Like sometimes even people of color, or people who are marginalized or minoritized, they want to assimilate and they want you to do the same thing.
Right.
And so if you're sticking out, again, like that sore thumb, if you're like, I'm not gonna assimilate, I'm not gonna be a chameleon like that, then you may be ostracized, right? You may be further marginalized or minoritized, right? And so that's been like a tension. That's been something that that I've grown into. But as I continue to grow, mature, learn, continue to have successes, then that minimizes.